If we have to bring, if Heidi tries to join.
She did join.
She did join, okay, cool, okay. So I will do a roll call. Okay, so it is 6:02, April 11th, Monday. I will go ahead and call this meeting to order. Yeah, so let's do a roll call first. So for those joining us online, Heidi?
Here.
Thanks. Richard?
Here.
Crystal? Here. Bill? Here. Ricardo informed me he was going to be gone, and I believe Christy is gone tonight too. So we do have a quorum though, so we will proceed. If you would all join me in flag salute of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Has everybody had a chance to look at the agenda?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. We accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Heidi?
Aye.
Richard?
Aye.
Crystal?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Chair votes for. So we are set with our agenda. Next item is public comments. I only had one submitted, is that right? So Meredith, if you're ready, go ahead and come on up.
Thank you. Dear North Marion School Board, my name is Meredith Aiken, and I'm a parent of an intermediate and a high school student. Last week, I received a text from my daughter that another teacher would not be coming back next year. This is the fourth teacher that has resigned just this year. This is alarming as a parent when I think about the teacher-student relationships that have been built and how crucial these relationships are in my children's success and engagement in school. I've always asked my children, who is the one trusted adult you have at school that you can talk to? As I hear of more teachers resigning, I try to have an upbeat outlook for my children and tell them, it's okay. Who's the next person you can go to? I shouldn't have to have that conversation 4 times in 1 year. And the school year isn't even over yet. Do I blame the teachers? Absolutely not. What I'm asking you today is to look into why so many teachers are leaving. Why do they look for new opportunities in their careers? If we are looking to improve student outcomes, this should be the first place you are looking. Hattie's visible learning effect sizes for teacher-student relationships had a 0.72 effect size on student achievement. An effect size of 0.4 and above is highly significant for student achievement. The teachers my students have had over the years and the encouragement that they have given them is priceless. It breaks my heart to see so many incredible teachers leave our district and have to make the difficult choice to leave their students that they worry and care about day and night. Please have conversations. Please find out why. Thank you for taking your time and advocating for our teacher-student relationships because they matter the most. So, thank you.
Anybody else here to provide public testimony? That was the only one I had forwarding on. Okay, seeing none, we'll move along on the agenda. Next is board communication. Wanted to make all of you aware of OSBA Summer Board Conference, which is July 10th or 8th through the 10th of 2022. I would highly recommend you to go. I'm planning on attending. I know you're going to be there in capacity, so there's rooms available, and there's, Diane can handle the registration. So I don't know, Richard, if it's an option for you, but being new on the board, I would just encourage you to also consider it too, because it's a great way for best practices to exchange. It's a great way to network, honestly. I've met some people that I still correspond with across the state. It's a good way to problem solve too, because there's just a good exchange of ideas there, so.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in, maybe I can work with Diane offline on logistics for registration and what have you.
Absolutely, thanks, Richard. Was that statement to read? The April diversity one? Did you want that right into the record or?
The diversity month.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
Moving along, student SB report. I see Yadira out there. Do you want to come up and give us?
Yeah.
Cool, that'd be great.
Well, hello, everyone. Good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick updates on our clubs. For ASB, our Associated Student Body, who will be having prom on April 23rd from 7 p.m., I believe, or it's 8 p.m. through 11 p.m. at the Aurora Colony Vineyards. We have started to sell tickets this week, $35 for singles, $60 for couples, and we're selling them all throughout this week. We promoted on our Instagram on Class of 2023, which is NMHS Class of 2023, and our ASB Instagram, which is ASB_NMHS. So that's what we've been planning so far is prom. As for Key Club, our community service club, we have been planning on doing concessions over for the track event that will be happening this Friday, the 15th. So if you want to go ahead and support Key Club by purchasing concessions, that would be very much appreciated. As for FBLA just went to state this past weekend. We had 5 members qualify for nationals at Chicago, and that's very exciting. We had Jack Kiesel, Kiara Smith, Ana Fuentes, Norma Lopez Paz, and Grace Davenport that qualified for for nationals. As for National Honor Society, Miss Bailey, the advisor, actually put up some artwork at the White Rabbit Bakery here in Aurora. Some artwork that was made by our students, and there's also some earrings that are for sale as well. We would like to go ahead and support our art club. And those are the updates that I have for you guys. Any questions, comments?
Glenn, this is Rich. If I could make a comment. Oh,
Yeah, go ahead, Richard.
go ahead. Well, I just wanted to take a minute to mention that both Bill and I were judging at the State Leadership Conference. And I wanted to recognize all the students that competed, but I wanted to make a very special acknowledgement or recognition of the students that competed from North Marion High School and wish them all congratulations and best of luck on the national competition.
Is it, who won the first place?
First place, we had Jack Kiesel for video production, I believe.
That's amazing. That is
Yeah.
a tough competition.
Yeah, and we had a second place for Grace and, but Grace is third place, which is in marketing is the big competition. And getting third place in marketing is a big deal, right? Even though it's not one, that is a major plus. So, well, and everybody who competed really did a good job. And we had a lot of fun, and we joined up with Canby on Friday night and invaded Buffalo Wild Wings from downtown. So there was probably about 50 of us rolled into Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it was cool.
Good. Do you want to speak to May Day? Because we won't have another regular meeting before, well, it'll be really close, but I just wanted to know if you could give an update just
Yeah.
as to where you stand with that.
So May Day will be happening May 6th at 6:30 p.m. here at North Marion High School in Gym 2. We have our court set up of our current court, which is our 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and our 4 seniors. But we're also adding in the class of 2020's court. So those are still the juniors that are here in school and the seniors that are still in school. So for the juniors, we have Sailor Swanson and Alec Cologne. And for the seniors, we have Jaden Salen, who were voted on in 2020, but weren't able to be part of the May Day court. So they'll be joining us for this year's court.
Nice. I'm assuming senior walls will be back.
Yes, senior waltz, yes. We're hoping to bring back the traditions here.
Awesome. That is great.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, I'll give just a brief update on strategic planning. Again, I just want to call out Ginger and Bill for really pushing this thing and getting us on a path towards the strategic plan. It's oh, speak that way.
That Bill, not me.
Oh, yeah, I know, but in pushing, in pushing this process and getting it going and getting the ball rolling on it, it's been a really good instructive process. It's been good for some soul searching as to what this district is, what it wants to become. And identifying some areas where we need to grow, some areas where we're really rock solid, and what makes North Marion North Marion. We talked about proper word usage of what North Marion is, because it's an asset when you speak about it. Not necessarily a descriptor. It's a but I will. So we started out by identifying, sort of our strengths. Gathering an asset, gathering a list of assets of strengths that make us who we are, and some values. And we're to that process now where we're identifying mission and vision statements going forward. We're crafting language. We're trying to make them succinct. So for those of you who don't know, mission is why you exist. Vision is where you want to go. In this process, we're looking at a 36-month window. So we're looking, where do we want to be in 36 months? It's been a good exchange. Our group is able to communicate in ways that are pretty open. I would say our students, both Udara and Ime, have both been very, very involved. They've been a real asset to our group. It's been actually some of the key points have really come out of their their brainstorming, their thinking, their perspectives, their ideas, their experience here at North Marion. And so having that representation here is really good. It's again back to Jerry and to these two to craft us some language that is kind of encompasses where the group has gotten to this point. And we will be back at it next month with hopefully some updated language. Hopefully things will start to come into focus as to where we're going to go with this. So when it can be passed off to the board, we can have the work of fine tuning the wording, the wordsmithing, the ideas, and encapsulating it all into a really, really clear vision and some very clear kind of focused goals for the next couple of years. So that's all I have on that. And again, my appreciation to everybody who's serving there. There's, obviously staff, but there's also community members who are spending a lot of time, and to the students who are spending a lot of time. It's great to see that level of interest and involvement and wanting to, really bring the best forward for the next couple of years for North Marion. So I don't have a lot on OSBA updates. I'm not sure, Bill, do you have anything to add? You're sort of plugged in on that world more than I am right this moment. So
We just had the National School Boards Association conference in San Diego. It was down quite a bit, a lot of it due to COVID, some of it due to state membership changing throughout the COVID year. Conference was great. I had to do a little reset because it was awesome before COVID, and I kind of went there thinking it was going to be awesome again, but it was great. Not awesome, but it'll come back to awesome after some more time. The sad part was that typically there's about 12,000 school board members from around the US and the world coming there, and it was about 4,000 this year. So that kind of reduced it quite a bit, but there were some good presentations, a lot of equity work going on around this country that was well listened to, and a lot of resiliency work going on there. So I can give you more information offline with that. Other than that, we replaced Brandy Penner, who is our neighbor in Yamhill. She's still on the Newburgh School Board, but resigned from the OSBA board, and we picked up a Dayton guy who works with us on CTE stuff. His name is Jeff Crapper, and he's a good guy. So he's back on Or he's on the board now, so that'll. Outside of that, that's pretty much it.
Good, thank you. Thanks for that update. Ginger, do you have anything new to add from OHA or that wouldn't be in your other
Well, just
superintendent's
as,
report?
as a reminder, as we're coming up on field trips, the OHA rule hasn't changed. That school staff and volunteers must have proof of vaccination or an existing medical exception or religious exception that they present to the school. It's so that rule is still in effect. Nothing has changed.
All right, moving along to item number 3, our consent agenda. I would entertain a motion if you guys have all looked through those items.
I'll move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Heidi?
Aye.
Richard?
Aye.
Crystal?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Chair votes for. That motion carries. Thank you. Superintendent and district operations.
Yes, if you will look at your link for the athletic facilities review committee. This is a basic overview. It's a superintendent's committee at the request of the board. And here it outlines the purpose is to provide the North Marion School Board with up-to-date information about all athletic facilities, properties on the property in the building, on the district's property. The members of the committee will review annual use of each facility and field. Will gather information about the condition of each facility and field, and list needed repairs and improvements. Upon completion of the review, a report will be given to the full board. The proposed timeline from August to November, the team, who's down at the bottom of the list, will visit facilities and interview users, including coaches and maintenance personnel. We will review the facility and field use year-round by school and by non-school teams. And we will go back as far as we can, but definitely up to 2020-21, 21-22 school year and the fall of 2022. We will gather information about needed desired improvements from the people that use the facilities. And we will review previously developed long-term facilities planning documents that were created pre-bond. And then in December, that information will be aggregated into a report that will be shared with the North Marion School District Board of Directors and community. The board representatives that volunteered to do this work, Bill Brock and Ricardo Brastoli and Mark Sundquist, the athletic director, will be involved, and then I will also be leading the committee. So we'll take a deep dive. So that's presented to you for the review and information, and I will start calendaring this work with the committee as on April 21st or April 22nd. I'll send you emails out to start the calendar. Next topic. Organizational structure, draft organizational structure. If you please take a look at that. It's grouped the two left-hand columns are building level personnel. The two columns on the right side are confidential staff. Basically, with two things are happening right now. We have a change in staffing with Sherry's retirement. We have a change in special education director. Cheryl we plan to move Cheryl into that role next year, but she's taken over as of today. She and Patrick will continue to do the work to complete this year and plan for next. But with those changes, those are both very, very important roles within the district. With the inclusion of the strategic plan, we have an opportunity to take the information that the board presents in May after they've done the review and done the fine tuning. And that information will help guide how the position will be evolved to meet both the needs of the staff and to continue the work, because there's been excellent work done. We want to continue that work, but we also want an eye on the future of the things that need to change and how to build that into the work of the two that are leading that work in the district. They will work with the principals and then with the staff as they usually have, normally have. But I don't want to move ahead with that until I see the strategic plan. Because there's no way to achieve the strategic plan if we don't have the management system set up to support the achievement of the strategic plan. So look for more information at the end of May, after we've had time to look over the strategic plan and get feedback. And that's it.
Does that work?
Mhm.
Richard, Heidi, questions at all? Are you good?
No questions here?
And one
No, thank you.
One shout out to Kelly Ione for her consistent leadership for FBLA and consistently elevating the work of the students so that they can achieve the goals that they've set for themselves and maybe even more. And it's amazing work that she does. So I just want to express appreciation for the work that she does and the results that her kids achieve as a result of the commitment and support of everyone around them, including the board members that support the work a lot. And Richard,
Not good.
I pointed to the owl, Richard, to acknowledge you. And everyone,
Thank you.
and all the adults in community that support them as well. So, thank you, Kelly.
Thank you. Moving along to item number 5. Do we have Linda on?
I'm here.
Thanks, Linda.
Hello. I hope you reviewed what I put together. I did add a line on, well, I got a lot of information since the last board meeting. We got our final numbers for our reconciliation of high-cost disability for last year. We got our first payment for this year. We got what they believe will be the final payment. Well, no, we did not get the final payment for 2021 until sometime this weekend it came in. So I haven't reviewed it. They did say it's not the final, that things will change, but it was in positive for North Marion. We did finally receive the adjustment info for 21-22, which was a very good adjustment for North Marion. We received 2 adjustments, 2 new state school fund estimates in 3 days, which is pretty unusual. And so our numbers changed from one day to the next. But on the second one, which is the final one at the moment, they estimated that our local revenue is lower than what it is actually trending. So anyway, the net amount that we will receive for 21-22 is $385,000 after deducting for the error that they have on our local revenue. So that's a really good piece of information. And then I added a line in the general fund spreadsheet for the revenue and expenses in the expense column for what's on the table for negotiations right now that we're doing with the licensed. And this is just the effect of what the general fund would have if we were to give that. So I wanted to show one way or the other, we're going to have to hold on to it if we are not complete with negotiations by June 30th and have it paid out, then we'll have to spend the money next year. So we'll either have to hold it for next year or we will get it spent out this year. But I kind of wanted to put a placeholder there. Any questions?
Good question.
Go ahead, Richard.
Thank you, Linda. Could you mention again that adjust the 395?
385. So it was like $599,000, but they have $214,000 that I believe we're gonna have extra in local revenue. That's taken away from the state school fund because they look at local revenue and the state school fund grant to come up with your totals. So if you don't estimate well, or if you get more in for local revenue, they take that away when they adjust it on your final next year. So
Okay, great. And the last number on your report there, the 395, based on the offer that's on the table now.
Oh, okay. So we have an offer on the table with our licensed union. And I just put a placeholder in June adjustments to show what I believe that will cost the general fund for the licensed administrative and confidential if we do follow through with that offer. If we don't get this done by June 30th and get it paid out, we will need that money to cover that cost the following year. So we'll need to hold that as part of our ending fund balance in order to cover those costs. But at this point, we don't know where we'll land, and the number we have on the table may not be what we will owe or need to put out.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Richard. Heidi, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
I'm good.
Thank you, Linda. Much appreciated.
You're welcome.
All right, that brings us to item number 6, which is approval of the superintendent official evaluation report. And that's a vote item, correct?
I would assume so. Should be.
Yeah.
If it's not, it should be.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the superintendent official evaluation report as presented.
Bill seconds.
A motion and second, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Heidi?
Aye.
Richard?
Aye.
Crystal?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Chair votes for. That motion carries. Thank you. That brings us to future topics, and it looks like all the strategic planning is, so just a question for you, Ginger, when do you expect us to, so we're gonna meet in May for the strategic planning, is that correct? And then it will be at our May work session, or will it be at our May meeting that we actually dig into that, or is it gonna be later than that?
Let me check with Bill. Bill, I believe that we're meeting either right after this or isn't this 17th? Isn't this the day with the board? Or is it-
The 17th is
Yeah.
not with the board, is my understanding.
It's with us. Okay.
Well, that relieves my stress.
Okay.
I'm attending a different board meeting that night.
Okay. All right. So,
We have the 17th, which is the final meeting
Right,
with
with the staff.
with the core
Core team,
planning
right.
team.
right,
And then another meeting late in May, I believe it's 26th.
that's the works.
Which
Okay.
is a full day session, where we really start to roll out the strategies
Okay.
to support core.
So I will nail down that day
Okay.
and then send it to you.
Are we still deficient on budget committee, or do we have positions open?
Well, we had posted it and it was not filled. And
Okay.
so we can move forward with 6 members.
But we still have one position open in
Yeah.
May. Okay. So just as a general note, if somebody is interested in serving, they can get a hold of you or Diane. District office has got correct, or is it process already begun?
Well, I think that would take some collaboration with Ginger and our business manager, because if we get this late in the year and we're gonna start
Okay.
in May, it may be better and more productive to just go with the 6.
Go with the 6. Sure.
I would have to repost it in fairness,
Sure.
and I'd have to repost it for a good 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if we can connect business with what we have, that's the way we need. to
but
do
our
it.
budget committee meetings begin in May.
Yeah.
Just remember that. So-
And then our co-meeting, so we have one meeting where we all join together, correct? Is that correct? And that's generally in May as well too, or is it in June?
I just want to bring up that I will not be at the 9th meeting, May 9th.
So that includes the budget workshop on that one.
And I'm more than happy to read all of that material,
Sure.
I'm good.
but for attendance wise.
Sure.
And I will be available on the 16th. Which is like the tentative date on there.
Sure. Okay. If we don't have anything else, we're at the end of our agenda, so I guess we can adjourn at 6:32 and call it a night.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Doing technology and facilitating and thanks for everybody else for showing up, so.
Could be a world record.
I know.
At least a national.
Yeah, at least
I
in there.
got this from school, or